Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Riverview Farm. This is the VIP series that I have. I'm using the VIP Order Manager mod to drive what's happening on this farm. So at this point we're working on level 11 VIP orders. You can see we've completed sugarcane and we've got most of the rest of these to get going on. Started some of the strawberry delivery, but we're waiting for those to grow. We've got 3 crops in the field. Slurry is done, but at this point I'm also trying to work on finishing up with the grapevines. So you can see where we're at here. We have 13,000 liters of raisins, 600 liters of grape juice after we've let things run overnight. Again, we're trying to get 10,000 liters of raisins, 9,000 liters of grape juice. So I'm just going to have to keep an eye on that production, make sure everything runs, but more importantly, as we start getting closer to those raisins, that we don't have a problem. But in the interim, I need to, I think, go ahead and prune the vines. So yeah, I walked down here. You can see we just have kind of these yellow leaves, but I believe to remove that we need the pruner, or I guess I'd say pre-pruner. So given that this is just 16,000, it's not like the harvester that was incredibly expensive. I'm going to go ahead and get this so that I have it on hand in case I need it in the future. We certainly have a little bit of money to work with. So we've gone ahead, got this equipment. Let's see, if we unfold the pre-pruner, basically sticks it out, picks it up. Let's see if we lower it. Do I want to lower it? I don't understand. So I guess I'll try with this. So let's see, if I turn this on, alright, so it looks like it kind of jumps on there with this little tractor here. Now if I lower it, I assume it's too low. I guess it's correct. Alright. So let me see if I turn on my GPS. I'm guessing this is not going to run the way I want it to, but it may. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can make this work. But yeah, basically this is what I want to be doing. Let's see. So it looks like that kind of sets the direction there, but this does go ahead and kind of take care of things. This is exactly what we want. You know, you can kind of see the leaves flying off there. It's kind of the way the animation is set up here. And I guess what we've got to... Yeah, see, it doesn't know what the working width is. So I'm guessing we're going to have the challenge of it not... Alright, we'll see if that works, where we basically set a working width of a very specific thin level. And so then it just looks like we let this go. It does look like it is able to move around, so even though the tractor's kind of leaning... alright, yeah, this is struggling, as I figured it might. Goodness gracious, what is happening here? No, I didn't mean to turn that off fully. But it won't rotate to the other side of the vines, I don't think. So let's see if I do that. It does seem to stretch out a bit, so I can be at varying distances, and that seems to work. So that may be the issue, since my tractor was leaning more, although I do think this track is still not entirely in line with the vines. So if I kind of keep repositioning though, since it's so thin, I think I'll be able to do that. So this is actually not that hard of a process. And then I think what happens once I do this is, in theory, the vines grow next year? I don't really know. That's kind of where I'm a little bit off as to what will happen, because honestly it looks like we are kind of destroying the vines a little bit from the standpoint. Let me see if I do that, push away a little further. Like, all we have is like the base vine. There's nothing up there. I know nothing again about grapes and grape production, so like to me this seems like we're taking a lot away, but it may not be as bad as it appears. I don't know. And this could be what it needs to do, and it may be that there is like a little bit left in normal grapes, but just the animation that Farming Simulator has is not allowing that. Yeah, there's definitely some movement on the GPS line here, but it's good enough that I can get things done. So I'm gonna keep working these vines. Shouldn't take me too terribly long, as you can tell, but I'm gonna get this completely done, and then we'll determine what's next. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've gotten the vines pruned. We're obviously going to leave these here at this point, because I don't know if I need them again. And frankly, I'm not sure if I can get rid of them. I know that used to be a problem early on. There might be a way to do it now, but I think just because of how they're done, with all the poles and everything in there, I don't think you can go over them with a plow and remove them. But in any event, maybe we won't need to harvest them again. That's a little bit of the hope. Forgotten that I had not leased this item, so I can go ahead and get this now stored away. We do own it, so I think I'm gonna just put this here, like totally out of the way, where I'm like never gonna need it or use the stall, and if I do need it, it's hiding right up here. So there we go. I had taken a look at my potato field. I still have one growth stage. Similarly here. Oh, that's right. This field is in multiple states of growth, so I've got 2 or 3 here. Because again, don't forget, the 6 of 6 is going to be a forage, and then you can finally harvest, although I don't recall if it works that way on potatoes. But yeah, you can't even walk through the grapevines here. I'm just trying to get to field 7, and there's not anything I can jump to get there easily. So yeah, I think they'd be a challenge to remove. But as I said, the potatoes are 4 of 5, and the wheat is 5 of 7. So I have 2 to 3 months, so basically end of the year, start of next year, I'll be ready to harvest. So that means I've got a couple things I can do. So what I'm going to do is probably get the slurry moving again. I've got an automated process to do that, because that is pretty tedious. We'll see if we need any more slurry. after that, but right now with the levels we can see we don't. Alright, so I believe this is what I'm going to need. But until I connect up the slurry, I don't think I'm going to be able to do much of anything. So there we go. We've got slurry. So let me see if I go here. Now I want to... Well, let me load this with slurry then, because I don't need it just to drive empty, so I'll manually load it. And then we'll go from there. Oh, actually, it is full. I didn't realize that. Alright, so let's see. If it does this... I'm confused because I know this was able to work before. I see, I'm probably too close in. Alright, so at this point, it should go. It's going to take 21,000 liters each time. So that means I need 10 different tracks. Alright, well, we'll let it go the way it wants to go, because that's what it's ultimately going to need to do anyway. But in the interim then, I am going to go ahead and I am going to go work on the strawberries. And I like to use the Massey just because it's my workhorse, and that way I can kind of really load up the full 18,000 liters. I'm not even sure that I have that here, because the greenhouse hasn't even filled things. So this is kind of what I felt was going to start to happen. So at this point, let me throw the straps over, but I don't need anything else going on. And then, you know, we've got the first layer, which is 6,000 liters, but then I don't think I even have enough. So I may not even be able to fill up this trailer, but I'm going to spend some time doing that. And we'll see what it looks like when I've picked up all the strawberries that are available. So I'll see you in a bit. So you can see, here we go. We're unloading our first thing of slurry. You can see it going down, so everything is working there. Alright, so I have got everything I can put on here that's been produced, and I only have 15,000 liters, so it's not worth going at this point. My slurry is just coming back and picking up another round, so this is now going forward, taking the second load. So this will just keep running, and at this point, that's kind of what I'm going to do, is let this do its thing and deliver the slurry and try to get that order done. Well, it will get done before we do anything else. So you can see him leaving the yard now, that way, going down the hill. But it's going to take 11 loads of slurry to get everything I need done over there. So it's going to take a little while, because I think it takes about an hour. to get there, but it's going to be the better part of today. So I'm going to let that go, and then once that's complete, I'll check in and we'll kind of close out the episode for what we have today, because that's really all I'm going to be able to get done. So I will see you in a bit. Alright, we just finished with the slurry, so you can see it has turned green. We are now at 8:35, but since it's November, it's been dark for quite a while. The tractor's still going to need to get back to the farm, but at that point, I'm definitely going to wrap this day up, as it is later, and I've certainly gotten something done in that another VIP order is fulfilled. So great to see that done. We're on our way. We're obviously going to continue to wait for the crops to harvest, and we'll go from there. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour through what I've been doing lately with the VIPs and the progress we've made. If you do, I'd appreciate if you drop a like in the video. That helps to spread the video through YouTube, which gets more visibility for the channel, which hopefully gets more people to subscribe. Speaking of that, if you have not done that and you'd like to do that and get notified and make it easier to find the channel, I'd appreciate it if you do that, as I am pressing on to the magic 1,000 subscriber mark. So we will pick this up next week, and I'll see you next time.